So Saints Row is now available. That way I can get hands-on, I can give it my impressions, thoughts, opinions after having actually played the game, and my opinion based on my previous videos hasn't changed. I've been saying for a very long time you could probably have some fun with this game, and that part of my opinion is not changing. I've played around an hour, so this is first impressions, it's not a full-on review. I won't be going through the story or anything like that. But in my first hour, I have experienced quite a few bugs. Some very minor, but still incredibly irritating, and then one that forces you to restart from a checkpoint, and this is all after a day one patch. It was never stated what the day one patch was going to fix, but I know that it's a part of my gameplay, because one of the changes they put out and told everyone about was the default camera sensitivity. They were putting it up from 40 to 51. Mine started on 51, and that's how I know the day one patch is part of my game. I'm on version 1.1.1.4342386, and I play on the Xbox Series X. Starting this one off, the sensitivity on this game, it is very, very clunky. You wouldn't expect sensitivity this rough in a game of this caliber. I was kind of hoping, even on controller, for the sensitivity to be relatively smooth, but it's so clunky, it's actually frustrating trying to free aim towards your enemies. Not only that, but because of how much smoothness it lacks, sometimes you can aim towards an enemy, you're aiming to be quite slow, and then you can try and aim towards the next enemy, and it will just go really, really fast. It's like there's some sort of acceleration bug in the sensitivity. But that's the first issue, and is something they could sort out if they was to just make the sensitivity a little bit smoother. It just feels really rough around the edges. Then we have the falling through the map. We have seen this in a couple of reviews that have been put out there now. And this actually happened to me around half an hour into the game. So I've already experienced falling through the map before I've got past the intro. All I did was simply get out of my car and I glitched through the floor. It made me fall and fall and fall until I failed the mission, had to restart from the latest checkpoint. Then when I spawned in, I was instantly attacked, so I didn't have a second to get my gun out or anything like that. I had to just start fighting straight away. So it was a little bit frustrating to experience something like that. I didn't expect to fall through the map. I didn't expect to have to restart from a checkpoint. I thought it would have just spawned me back onto the game world when I went a certain distance out of the map. And then I didn't expect to have my face kind of smashed in as soon as I spawned back in. Then another one, it's pretty much a nitpick, but the fire hydrants in the game, they are so frustrating, and they're around the city in quite big numbers, but they lift your car up so high, it takes you off the road, and it's just annoying because it's okay if it happens once or twice every now and then, it's not a problem. But when it happens on one street, you turn the corner, and the following street it happens again, it's kind of frustrating to just keep being chucked up in the air. And I know you could obviously drive on the road, but if you're being chased, if you're sideswiping, and there's fire hydrants, you're going to get caught in them. In my previous video where I said do not buy Saints Row, I mentioned you're going to have to travel a lot. And in one mission, it was a wanted side mission, so I was tracking down a bounty. In that single mission, at the start of the game, I probably had to drive around 8,000 meters. It was like 2,500 meters to get there. Then it was like 1,000 meters to the first target. Then like 2,000 meters to the next target. And then like 2,000 meters or something to get back to my base if I didn't want to just fast travel there. Another thing I noticed is when I loaded up the map, again, this is another small thing, but these small things add up, is the fact that when you do load your map, at least on the Xbox Series X, there is no player marker. You don't know where your character is, besides memorizing where you opened your map. So wherever you do open your map, the map like location when you open that screen is going to be centered on your player. But as soon as you move around, you lose the location of your player unless you've memorized it. All they had to do is just put a simple triangle for a player marker on the map, and that wouldn't be a problem. And then my final point of my first impressions is the pop-in that I've spoken about, where you're just driving down the street and a car pops into the game world. That happens so often so far. And it gets annoying when you've built up your notoriety, you've got a gang after you. I believe mine was level 3. You drive around the corner, you crash into a car, and then all of a sudden, another car just comes out of thin air and bumps into you, slowing you down, removing all of your momentum in your vehicle, and it just risks you, like, it just adds to the risk of you being shot, your car being blown up, all that sort of stuff. Some of the stuff in this game is enjoyable. I really like the physics, the mechanics in the driving part of it. I didn't spend too long customizing my character. I just made him really fat and just gave him purple hair, purple facial hair, and everything like that, just to fit the theme of the game a little bit more. Standard voice, nothing too over the top with it. But apart from that, there's nothing really standing out. I did a side mission to take a photo of, I think it's called Panther Rock. It's a fast travel location. And I had to be in a very specific spot to actually get that to register. Because you can't just go to the map marker for the photo and stand there and take that shot. You have to move around and find the right point for, like, basically your target picture to pop up when you're looking through your camera. So mostly minor annoyances at the moment. A couple of good things. I have had fun playing it. Just the fact that it's a new game, it's open world, you can just do whatever you want. I've been chilling, just going and picking up these crates that other gangs have left behind. I chucked myself into a bin and picked up a load of cash. It's been an okay experience, but I'm still sticking to my guns. It's not worth anyone paying for this game. I spent £85 on this to fall through the map in the first half an hour. And like people saying, oh yeah, but you pre-ordered, you paid, you've done what you're telling people not to do. It's my job to do it. And it's the reason I do it, so I can put out these warnings and let you know that this game is not worth it. And other games that might not be worth the money, a lot of it is based on opinion, but that's the reason I buy them. And that's the reason I spent £85 on this, to save you guys having to do so. So right now, nothing too major, more minor annoyances, but falling through the map takes the piss, unacceptable, frustrating because I know it's probably going to happen a lot more, and this is after the day one patch. The patch that everyone seems to think is going to fix these games, no matter how bad they are when content creators and press get early access. But check out this video if you want to see my Do Not Buy Saints Row video. That's going to do it for this one. I'll see you in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.